I think children are far more evolved than adults, I
Mm-hmm.
think the evolution, we start devolving as we become adults,
True.
because we acquire so many filters,
Mm-hmm.
we acquire so many ways to distance ourselves from ourselves. So, which is also why in this book, if you see, it is through the child that the adults also get in touch with their emotions. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to say too much because there's an ending that, I'd like you all to read. But Devi is the protagonist for a reason. Because if we had the innocence and the honesty of children, not even with others. See, I do understand that the world requires us to respond in certain ways,
Mm.
which are, measured, politically correct, and it should be. I have no
Mm.
problem with that because we do have to consider the impact of what we say and do on others. But we owe ourselves a certain authenticity, a certain honesty, which we seem to have forgotten. And children, when they're hungry, they're hungry. When they're tired, they're tired. They're not going to be polite about it. You know?
Yes.
Um, and unfortunately, in bringing up children, we are teaching them to be more like us rather than us becoming like them. And they say the child is the father of man for a reason,
Yes.
you know. So I think we have a lot to learn from children, and children know their emotions. But one thing I feel bad about, especially in India, is because I think the West has a better culture of therapeutic practice. Um, and we are very distanced even from our old texts like Shilpa Shastra, Natya Shastra, which would deal with emotions. Um, I feel sad that when you talk to Western children or children who've grown, even Indian children who've grown up in a Western environment, and you ask them a simple question like how they're feeling, they will be able to name their emotions.
Mm. Yes.
Okay, whereas Indian children generally will say either good or bad.
Mm.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling bad, I'm not feeling so good. But they won't say I'm feeling jealous, I'm feeling irritated, I'm
Mm.
feeling, annoyed, I'm feeling sad. They won't say all that.
Mm.
So, which is or disappointed. So, apart from this, I have one more book that's coming out later this year with Hachette India, which is a non-fiction guide to emotions, which will,
Yes.
I hope, help parents and children sort of label their emotions.
Mm.
But this one was my first introduction to say it's not only a Western thing. We
Mm.
have the ability, which is deeply refined in Indian art and
Mm.
dance, that allows us to look at our emotions. So, the rasa is supposed to be when the bhava, that is the feeling, is comes into contact with the object, with the
Mm.
consciousness.
Mm.
The result is a rasa.
Mm.
Okay, so a rasa is the meeting of the feeling. When you perceive your feeling, then you get a rasa. So that is essentially what the navarasas are. That between these nine,
Mm.
you have a range of emotions, which if you understand what is Indian dance, what is Indian art, okay, it is the channeling of that emotion in a
Mm.
particular format. So